Okay, welcome to KBLP and Sports Talk with yours truly, Denise Harris, and Ike will be joining us in a few. So, what did you think of this week's games? What a crazy week for football. Lots of stuff going on. I'll give you up to date on injuries, rumors of trades. Oh, lots and lots of that going on. Lots of rumors, especially. Some of them are true, but there's a lot of talk going around the league. So I'm typing at the same time, so hopefully Ike will join us shortly. I'm getting things squared away, getting everything sent and taken care of, guys. So there you go. Yay for Denver this week. They really kicked some butt. Glad to see it. But what do you think? Is it too late for them this season? Let me know what you think about that. I'm not sure. They're saying the rumor mill, the sports shows and everything are basically saying, they need to get some players in there. So let's see what they're saying about that. We'll check that out. I'm busy here. Hang on, I'll be with you in a second. Got to share it with everybody, first. We'll talk about some highlights of this week's games. Some injuries going on. Okay. We're almost ready here to really get into the nitty-gritty of this weekend's games. Okay. I really want to get into the trade talks. It's really interesting, and the reasoning behind it. So that's going to be, like I said, rather interesting. See what you Denver fans think of what they're talking about, what Denver's thinking of. So, all right, now we got it. We are good to go. I think we got everybody on the list there, Ike, I think. I'll be calling you in a few. Let me know when you're ready. I have no idea, Ike. What is it? I don't know. I'll delete it. No clue. I have no idea why that's on there. Okay, okay, Michelle. Red Sox and what? She's okay. I'm getting all these messages while I'm talking to you guys, so hang on in there. I have no idea why it's saying that. I didn't do it. I have no clue. I don't know why it's saying Dakota and Brooke. I didn't do that thing. I have no clue why that's even on there. Oh dear. Okay. Oh gosh. Okay. I'm getting all these messages. Let's see. Hey, there she is. Hey, Michelle. Of course, I'm going to mention him. There she is. Okay, now let's get. Yeah, get in the chat instead on good messaging me, guys. Okay, all right. Let's see what the scores were this week. In case you missed any, I'm here to tell you what went on. There's Ike. Just let me know when you're ready. I'll give you a ring. Okay. Oh, goodness, 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 goodness. Hike. I know we haven't called him that in a while, have we? Okay. All right. Of course, we know Thursday night football was totally awesome. The Broncos kicked butt in a 45-10 whomping. They really they beat butt and took names later. That's for sure. The way to go, Broncos. Chargers and Titans. Chargers won by 1 point over the Tennessee Titans. How about those? Of course, we had New England and Chicago, and New England beat Chicago 38-31. Woohoo! Indianapolis Colts. Where did they come from this weekend? Holy cow! Crazy stuff. They won 37 to Buffalo's 5. Ouch. Then we had the Detroit-Miami game. What happened, Dolphins? They were way up there. What happened? They lost to Detroit 30-21. Ouch. Okay, Minnesota and the Jets. Jets, I don't know where they've been. They're not home. That's for sure. Minnesota won easily, 37-17. Carolina and Philly Eagles. Ugh, ouchie, ouchie, ouch. Carolina won 21-17. Tampa Bay over Cleveland. This is Cleveland's 4th overtime game. They are doing so well this year. They're not quite winning what they should be, but dang, they're giving them a run for their money. Overtime, again, their 4th overtime game this season. Tampa Bay only won by a field goal, 26-23. But the Brownies are sure showing some promise this year for a change. They look good. They just need to get settled in. We could use a few players, which I think we're going to get. But excellent game, excellent game. Houston over the Jacksonville Jaguars, 20-7. New Orleans, who dat? New Orleans Saints over the Ravens. 24-23, 1 point there. Oh, yes, I will announce this for Michelle. The baseball teams, World Series, Dodgers and Red Sox. Absolutely. That is for Michelle. Yeah, we need, next year we're going to be talking more baseball too, definitely. And hockey's coming up. We got all kinds of sports. The only thing I will not talk about or watch is b-ball. Sorry, not into it. I cannot watch basketball for the life of me. But yes, her 2 favorite teams, the Dodgers and the Red Sox. So, woohoo. Excuse me. Okay, what about those Rams, guys? I think they're for real this year. The LA Rams over the 49ers, 39-10, a thorough whomping there. They are the only undefeated team left in the NFL. Are they going to go undefeated all season? What do you think? You think the Rams are going to be undefeated all season? Let me know what you think. Okay, we had Dallas-Washington game. Washington 20-17 over Dallas. That's one of those that could go either way games because they both are bad. Sorry. We had Cincinnati Bengals and, of course, Kansas City Chiefs, and they whomped them 45-10. Kansas City wins. And, of course, tonight we had the New York Jets and Atlanta game. And that was a very exciting either, but the Falcons won 23-20. So those were your scores this weekend. Let's see. We're going to talk some news here. Lions get an A this week for a big road win, and the Falcons get a B plus. They won over the Giants. Let's see. It was a good game. The Lions and the Falcons, of course. Lot of games going on, of course. Hang on a second here. Lost my place. Week 7 in the NFL, by any means necessary. Deshaun Watson rode the bus to Jacksonville, but everyone's on board for the Texans. I'm not a big fan of the Houston Texans. They're good, but they're not one of my favorite teams. What was behind Cam Newton's comeback in Philly? Let's see. How the Chiefs are working to avoid a letdown, and why are the Chargers flying high? Texans coach Bill O'Brien and head athletic trainer Jeff Kaplan. They had a conversation with their quarterback, Deshaun Watson, early last week. It was kind of short, given how all of us would have perceived the gravity of that situation. At that point, they were mulling options how Watson would travel to Jacksonville. Flying was off the table for his rib and lung injuries, and he's 23 years old. And as part of the planning, with 12 hours of ground travel necessary, they had to ask him. They asked him a pretty straightforward question. What do you want to do? He's like, I want to play in the game, of course. Simple question, simple answer, right? They got a bus for him, and 3 or 4 support staff went with him, and he rode the bus. So that was excellent. That Watson did to play on Sunday. They won Texans 27 win over the Jags. So isn't that interesting that he had to travel by bus because of his injuries? He couldn't fly. They wouldn't let him fly. So interesting. Very cool. Very cool. Let me see. The Pepsi Rookie of the Week is... We do have a Pepsi Rookie of the Week in the NFL. And he is the running back for the Detroit Lions. Kerryon Johnson, Detroit Lions. He rushed for 158. These are the nominees. The Pepsi Rookie of the Week nominees. Kerryon Rushing, Detroit Lions. He rushed for 158 yards and 19 attempts. Bradley Chubb is a nominee for the Broncos. The linebacker had 3 tackles, 2 sacks, and a forced fumble in the Broncos' 45-10 win over the Cardinals. I'm not going to say it. I might jinx him. Another nominee, Darius Leonard, Indianapolis Colts. Linebacker led 17 tackles and a fumble recovery. Baker Mayfield, Cleveland Browns. He completed 23 of 34 attempts for 215 yards and 2 touchdowns. Michael Gallup, Dallas Cowboys. The wide receiver had 81 receiving yards, including a 49-yard touchdown catch. Those are your nominees for the Pepsi Rookie of the Week. So you go, guys. You go, guys. Let's see what else is going on in the NFL. We'll get to injuries and I don't know. What do you guys think of Blake Bortles? I don't know. I think he should just go on. Let's talk about this trade market going on, guys. 29 candidates to be moved before the deadline, now that Amari Cooper is off the board. Now, this deadline is at 4 p.m. on October 30th. The NFL trade deadline will be here. If it's anything like last year's deadline, it'll be chaos. Last year, leading up to last year's deadline, this is what we saw. Patriots trade of Jimmy Garoppolo to the 49ers. The Dolphins send running back Jay Ajayi to Philadelphia. The Seahawks trade for Texans left tackle Dwayne Brown. The Bills acquire Panthers, Kelvin Benjamin. And the Jaguars get Bills defensive tackle Marcel Darius. And the NFL is getting more and more trade happy. Yes, he is. Already this year, Khalil Mack, A.J. McCarron, Carlos Hyde, and Teddy Bridgewater have been traded. And we should expect more moves to go on down in the next 10 days. It's going to be totally insane. There's a list of 30 players who could be on the move before the deadline. But just because we're listing them here doesn't mean they'll get traded or anything's going to happen. These aren't predictions. Just saying that these 30 players, among a couple other that just missed the cut, could get traded for a variety of reasons. So, please don't get offended by anybody I say because it might not happen. But these are the 30 names floating around. Quarterbacks. The Ravens, Robert Griffin III, RG3, is on the board. The Ravens already have Joe Flacco and Lamar Jackson. He's a rookie developmental quarterback on their roster. Most teams don't carry 3 quarterbacks, but they kept him around because they needed a dependable option behind Flacco. But if the Ravens feel Jackson is ready to step in as backup, they could decide to give RG3 away. That's looking to a team looking to bolster their backup position. So RG3 basically as a backup quarterback. And of course, thank God, I'm glad about this. Next one. Because, yes, he's a good athlete, but I don't think. The Browns' Tyrod Taylor, he's a quarterback. He's proven to be a starting caliber quarterback. He's 89.5% passer rating. But he was nothing more than a bridge quarterback to Cleveland. Baker Mayfield is firmly entrenched as the starter. And Taylor has no role in Cleveland right now. He could be eyed as depth by a contender or a starter. Jaguars, if someone goes down with an injury. I know. Yeah, who, Tyrod Taylor? He's good. I've seen him play. Yes, he is a good player. He has got to learn to quit trying to do it all himself. He is not the team, okay? He hangs on to that ball. He doesn't get rid of it. He doesn't find anybody. He runs it himself, which is fine in certain, if the conditions are met for that. But he really needs to get rid of that ball. He needs to quit hogging it, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Now, don't get upset. Don't get me wrong. He's a great player. But he could be better if he would stop doing that. He needs to just quit running around with that ball and throw it or hand it off, whatever needs to be done. Quit trying to run for, a million yards all the time. The Colts, Jacoby Brissett. Like Tyrod Taylor, Brissett had proven he's good enough to play in the NFL during his stints, filling in for Tom Brady in New England and Andrew Luck in Indianapolis. His name's been tossed around the trade rumors before, but the Colts maintain they're not trying to trade him. But they could change their mind now that Luck appears to be fully healthy. We shall see. Hey, Steven. So don't be surprised though if Jacoby Brissett gets traded. Okay, it seems unlikely they'll be willing to part ways with him, but they'd have to be really blown away to to get rid of him. The Eagles, Nick Foles, similar to the Colts' approach with Brissett. The Eagles don't appear to be eager to trade Foles unless an insane offer comes around, and we know how that works. It could happen. It's unlikely to happen midway through the year, but still, Foles will always make it onto these kinds of lists as long as he's stuck behind Carson Wentz in Philadelphia, of course. And, of course, his two very underwhelming starts this year have hurt his value after the Super Bowl. And most teams are aware that Foles is best suited for backup. I agree. This is interesting. The Buccaneers, Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's soon to be 36 years old, who might just be the most volatile quarterback in football. He won't garner much interest on the open market unless a contender is really desperate for depth at a backup spot. He'd likely be cheap, though, given his age and contract situation. He will be a free agent after this season. So, with Jameis Winston back in the fold, Bucks don't need Fitzpatrick around. I like this one. I don't think Le'Veon Bell is going to be with the Steelers. I really don't. But he's on the block. He's the main attraction on the trade market. He got hit with the franchise tag for a second straight offseason. Hasn't signed yet, which needs to happen if he's going to be traded. And it's still not clear when he will report to the team. But if he does sign his tender before the deadline, the Steelers will likely try to deal him away. With James Conner thriving in Bell's place. Anyway, and they're going to lose Bell after the season anyhow. They might as well get something in return. One team to keep an eye on, the Eagles, because they lost Jay Ajayi for the season. So they may be looking for him. The Bills, LaShawn McCoy, he might not be the main attraction, but he's up there as a 30-year-old running back who's stuck on a team that's not in a position to compete for a playoff spot anytime soon. So there you go. Texans, Lamar Miller. The Texans are 4-3, but they don't look like a contender. Too many holes they need, especially on the offensive line. And it's getting Deshaun Watson slaughtered every week. If the Texans evaluate their short-term future, they'll recognize they should be more of a seller than a buyer. Lions, Amir Abdullah. The Lions have yet to get what they want out of him since drafting him in the second round in 2015. In fact, they're hardly using him. He's played 2 games this season. Kerryon Johnson has taken command of the Lions' backfield. Oh, I see that. Okay. But he has taken control of the Lions' backfield. Abdullah doesn't have a role in Detroit, and his contract expires after this season. The Lions might want to get something for him from buyer. Looks at Abdullah, and he might be a worthwhile target. The Lions, LeGarrette Blount. Why are people trading him? I don't get it. He's a perfect example of a veteran player who can be useful for a team in the playoffs and on third downs. He really is good. But he has no value on a playoff-less team. In other words, any team that's not getting into playoff, he's it's kind of useless. Blount, being used way more frequently than Abdullah, is also stuck behind Johnson in the Lions' backfield. He's 31, and he's also a free agent after the season. He's won 2 straight Super Bowls with the Patriots and the Eagles. He's your short yardage goal line back who won't put up great numbers, but holds value when the winter comes. So, the Lions might not sell any useful players since they're alive in the NFC North. They can afford to sell either one at this point. The Raiders receivers, Amari Cooper. The Raiders have dealt Cooper to the Cowboys. This is confirmed for a first-round draft pick. Cooper was a first-round pick in 2015, has been really inconsistent on a game-to-game basis. But he's still a talented player who can thrive in the right situation. Excellent. That's great. About time. I like to get out early sometime. That would be nice. Anyway, right now, long-term assets are more important to the Raiders than players who contribute right now. This team is ready to undergo a rebuild under John Gruden, of course. So yes, Amari Cooper is now a Dallas Cowboy. Sorry. Oops. Can you tell how much I like the Cowboys? Anyway, yes, and who's up next? The Broncos. Demaryius Thomas is on the block. The Broncos probably should have traded Thomas sometime over the past 2 years before his value plummeted. The Broncos are not in contention, and Thomas will turn 31. It seems likely the team will move on from him after the season. The Broncos can actually save $14 million by cutting him in the offseason. But why not move him now? According to La Conforia, even before the season began, there were strong rumblings of the Broncos trading a veteran receiver like Thomas or Sanders. Emmanuel Sanders is the most likely receiver to depart Denver at the deadline. So Emmanuel Sanders also going to probably be traded. He's on pace to clear the 1,000-yard mark this season, and that several teams have interest in him, of course. He's much more productive and has a much lower contract, but his trade value is significantly higher. But like Thomas, Sanders could be cut after the season if he isn't moved before them. And they'll probably try to get younger at the position. So 2 of them, DT and Emmanuel Sanders from the Broncos. What do you guys think about that? You think they should? Weigh in here, right? Come on. What do you guys think about DT and Emmanuel Sanders? What do you think? Calvin Benjamin for the Bills. It's not clear if anyone would even want him. He has caught 15 passes in 7 games with the Bills, and it's clear he's not helping them. This team is in need of many draft picks as possible. It's possible buyer in dire need of a receiver looks at Benjamin's history and offers maybe a low pick. You never know. The Dolphins, Devontae Parker. Parker's never cashed in on his potential, but he's got a high enough pedigree to be turned into trade bait. So there you go. They've already talked to multiple teams about a potential trade. The Dolphins want a 3rd-round pick. If somebody will meet of course, their asking price. They might not be able to move him. So we shall see about that. Oh, I don't know. I don't see this happening. Don't forget. Okay. I didn't get it because I'm not on there. Okay. All right, hon. Hang on a second. I don't see. Remember what we said at the beginning. These are possible things that could happen. Many may not happen. This one, I don't think it will. I have my doubts about it. But anyway, Chris Hogan for the Pats. His value has faded this year, while the Patriots have traded for Josh Gordon, which surprised me considering his problems he had in Cleveland. But if anybody can get him to play ball and settle down, it is Bill Belichick, because he is a no-nonsense guy. It's like, you will play this is what you will do, or you will be benched, or you'll be gone. And that is just the way he is. They've got Julian Edelman back from suspension, and they use also Philip Dorsett. But I don't see it happening. I'd be really surprised if they did. It wouldn't be entirely shocking for him to trade Hogan, because he is a free agent after the season. But he's good. He really is. But they may get some help defensively. I don't know. Then again, Gronk's dealing with with a back injury. They could keep him to contribute down the stretch. But they probably won't dump Hogan unless they're upgrading somewhere else. So I don't know. Hey, Bill, how are you? Good to see you. Hang on, I haven't gotten to my inbox. Okay, let me finish this up and then I will get with you. The Falcons, Mohamed Sanu. Injuries have ruined the Falcons season, of course. Oh, bummer. Well, it's something in the works. We don't know if we're going to change TWD to Tuesdays. We shall see. But anyway, with the Falcons, Mohamed Sanu, of course, injuries have ruined the Falcons' seasons, probably turning them into more sellers than buyers. Sanu is 29-year-old receiver. He could be helpful with helping a playoff caliber team. Since arriving in Atlanta in 2016, he's caught 148 passes for 1,659 yards and 12 touchdowns. With rookie Calvin Ridley emerging as a viable player, Sanu is expendable for a team that's not playoff bound. So, the Bucs, Deshaun Jackson. Like the Falcons, the Buccaneers aren't heading toward the playoffs. They might be able to get something of value for their 31-year-old deep threat, who's been quite productive this year. His contract, again, expires after next season. I hear you, Ike. I hear the Cardinals, Larry Fitzgerald. He's a future Hall of Famer, of course. Fitzgerald shouldn't be forced to spend his final days on a team that has a better shot to wind up with the first pick in the draft than a playoff spot. The poor Cardinals, they are really bad. So I didn't want to say anything about that earlier. The Broncos did win over them, but the Cardinals is not really a high caliber team. You don't? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's cool though. That's cool though. According to NFL Insider, Fitzgerald is one receiver that contending teams are eyeing, of course. And with that being said, it won't be surprising if Fitzgerald chooses to finish his career with the Cardinals, even though they aren't close to contending. Tight ends, Jared Cook with the Raiders. The Raiders are sellers, okay? Cook likely doesn't have a long-term future with the Raiders. He won't be there when the Raiders are really trying to win in Vegas. He might hold some value on the trade market. At this point in his career, Cook is what he is, an inconsistent tight end, but he's good enough to help a playoff-bound team. Oh, cool. Very cool. Thank you. Thank you, Bill. That's totally awesome. Okay, how about the offensive linemen? There's only a couple out there. The Bengals, Cedric, and I cannot even pronounce his name. Ogbeuyuhi. Good. Yeah, I can never pronounce his name. He started 25 games. He's stuck behind starting tackles Cordy Glenn and Bobby Hart. He's yet to make an appearance this season, and he's a free agent after the season is done. Pass rushers, Jaguars, Dante Fowler. They probably won't trade him, but it's still out there because they need all the help they can get to get their pass rush going again. It's worth noting they didn't pick up Fowler's fifth-year option, but he could be a goner after the end of this year. Player-for-player trades are rare, but what if the Jags could upgrade at a wide receiver or quarterback? Another one from the Broncos is up on the block, Shane Ray. Ray didn't get his fifth-year option picked up. Ray doesn't play for a playoff contender, but instead of losing him for nothing after the year, the Broncos might want to get something back for him now. He has only one sack this year in 14 since 2015. So he may be gone. Shane Ray. And also the Raiders linebacker Bruce Irvin. It's kind of difficult to imagine them doing that after trading Khalil Mack. But if they're tanking Irvin, it would likely command the most value in the trade market, only behind Cooper. He has 18 sacks since the beginning of 2016, and he's under contract through next season. So, no, he won't be a half-season rental. So that's kind of iffy at this point. There's 4 cornerbacks out on the block. The Raiders, Gary and Conley. The Bucks, Brent Grimes. The Cardinals, Patrick Peterson, their cornerback. They are open to trading Peterson, who remains a very good player. The Cardinals may feel like overhauling their roster in the midst of a 1-win season. They should be able to get something in return for Peterson. He's only 28. The Giants, Eli Apple. Okay, there's 2 safeties up on the block. The Raiders, Carl Joseph. I'll say it again and again. The Raiders should be selling all of their players who don't fit long term. Joseph, according to Jay Glazer, could be one of those players. The first round pick of 2016 could be attractive on the trade market. Again, Gruden has no loyalty to hype draft picks. He had no hand in picking. He wants to shape his team for Vegas. The Cardinals safety, Deion Buchanan. The Cardinals are also seeking a trade for him, a former first-round pick who has not fit into their new defensive scheme. At 1-6, the Cardinals aren't anywhere close to playoff bound, so they might be in total sellout mode as they try to rebuild. So those are the trade deals that may or may not happen. We shall see. We shall see. I think the Broncos got a boost in winning this game as well as they did. You're at Ike's. Hi. They beat them soundly 45-10. They need to build on this win too. I mean, as I know, Denver Nation is, in an uproar. So let's hope this gives them a boost. Yes, the Cardinals are bad, and there are 2 areas of Thursday night game that was sustainable for Denver, however. The first is what fans have called for since the 4-game losing streak started. Run the damn football, okay? And they did. It's what the Broncos do best and bolsters Case Keenum's effectiveness. And that allows him to play out action and get out of the pocket some more. So, run the damn football. And people have been saying that everywhere. The other is the rise of the Orange Rush. When Denver is able to dominate and wreck games with Chubb and Von Miller, of course, it sets up the rest of the defense. It does. It takes the pressure off the unit, allowing it to play more freely. So, it forces an offensive line to pick its poison and make the quarterback uneasy. It enables the defense to create turnovers. Miller and Chubb have combined for 8.5 sacks, 13 quarterback hits, 7.5 tackles for loss, 2 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery over the last 2 weeks. The Broncos harnessed the power of the Orange Rush on Thursday. They forced 5 turnovers, guys, 5 turnovers. So, yes, the Orange Rush looks like it's hopefully back. We shall see. They really need to build on this win. And if Chubb and Miller continue to dominate and Bill Musgrave builds off the creativity he showed in Arizona and keeps the offense focused on the rushing attack, the winning feeling is definitely sustainable. Maybe even against the Kansas City Chiefs. They are a good team. We'll find out if either of these factors become trends, okay? Whether the coaches get out of the way and put the players in the same situations to succeed remains the biggest speed bump at this point. The pieces are there to build off what they did Thursday, but until it happens, it's fair to question how credible the win was. Was this, hopefully this was not just false, giving us false hope. And they're finding their way out of a football wasteland. So let's hope so. Emmanuel Sanders is off to his best start since 2014, yes, but he is still on the chopping block. Their changes on offense and quarterback surely made an impact on Sanders' season. The most vital factors may be his consistent devotion to the game, and he slightly adjusted his approach this season. So, of course, everybody gave the Cardinals no chance to win, and they didn't. So, the Broncos set the tone early against them, and they'll have to do the same to the Chiefs. And after a well-deserved weekend off, so they'll have 10 days. So good for them. I think they need that. Blowing out the Cards was nice, but the Broncos understand the Chiefs. That is a totally different challenge. They're a whole nother story. And hold off on changes. The Broncos erupt for 35 first-half points in the whomping of Arizona, okay? Sanders threw a TD and caught one, joining elite Broncos company. But Sanders even planned to ice his arm after the TD pass. Let's hope the Broncos may have just saved Vance Joseph's job after their blowout game against the Cardinals. But do you think they'll keep the momentum going? What do you guys think? We shall see. Broncos fan must have, of course they appreciate Von Miller. He's the best ever Denver defender. Hoo-hoo, you know it. Von Miller is the best. His greatness is so astounding basically every week. Von Miller has the dominance of the gridiron. Hoo-hoo-hoo. What do you think of Le'Veon Bell? It'll be kind of strange to see him in another jersey, but hey. Wow. Should be interesting. I think I was glad to see Gruden back in Raider Nation. Excuse me. But I think he's, don't look for big things yet from them. They're good, but they're going through some changes. I think they're going for younger people, and they'll probably keep their vets around for a little while to help teach them. We shall see. What do you think of Jason Witten on Monday Night Football commentary? I don't know. He doesn't bring anything to the table for me. He's a great player, don't get me wrong, but he's not very good at the commentary part. Just like everybody hates Chris Collinsworth. I love it. It's hilarious. There was some things about the officiating this week, and I'm trying to find that for you because there was, believe it or not, okay, let me inbox so I can probably call him. But in the meantime, I'm going to tell you about this, what the NFL is doing. Okay, now, I don't know if you saw the Cleveland game. Now, this has happened previous weeks. Okay. And Michelle's like, LA. Okay, Michelle, you guys go. Okay. I'll be calling Ike in a minute. I want to tell you about this because it's rather interesting. In the past, since the season began, you'll notice some calls have not been called. They have not thrown the flag, and blatantly that they should have. What is going on behind the scenes, however, is a different story. Apparently, letters and fines are going out after the game. Like, late, like middle of the week after the game. It's going. These letters and fines are going out. There was a particular incident that happened on Sunday with the Cleveland Browns. That was a blatant helmet to head to Mayfield. And it was blatant as all hell. Everybody's like, where's the flag? Where's the flag? Well, apparently behind the scenes, let me find that because I really want to get this right. It was kind of crazy. They sent out, somebody got fined like 26 grand. Let me see here. I want to get that exactly what had happened. It was a helmet. It was blatant. It was intentional. So let me see. Gosh darn it. It is let me see if it's here. Hang on just a second. As I don't understand the reasoning behind this. I really don't. It's kind of strange how they're doing this. I don't understand why they're doing this. That they're not calling it on the field, but they're doing that behind afterwards. It's kind of strange, actually. They're fining him. There was somebody who was fined 26 grand before. I think it was a couple weeks ago. I gotta find this. I had it. I should have. Let me see. Yeah, it was kind of strange. They're sending out warning letters to the players. They're sending out fines to the players behind the scenes after it happens. I think it should be called on the field. But they're saying what it is, it's a transition for players who are used to playing this, and you have to give them time to adjust. No, it was never a good thing for helmet to helmet. Hitting somebody in the head intentionally like that. Let's see. What? So I don't understand what they need to get used to. Don't hit a player head-to-head with your helmet. How hard is that? Clay Matthews tackles without head-to-head, but he gets called. So you figure this out. I'm not sure what the freaking deal is. I don't like it. I think they really need to do that. That is a dangerous hit. It could really hurt that quarterback. I don't care who it is, especially if it's intentional. He got a running go at him and did this. So you tell me why that happened or why they're doing it behind the scenes like that. I don't think it's right. I really don't. So I don't know. Let me give Ike a call. He said he's ready. So let me call him. Let me find Mr. Ike here. Okay. I am calling Ike right now. And then we'll get an update on injuries. Here it's ringing.
Hello?
Hi, Ike. Welcome,
Hey,
welcome.
How are you? How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
All right. I hope everybody can hear us right.
Oh yeah, you're coming in good. Everything's coming in good.
Say hi real quick, Steve. Say hi. Denise online?
Hi.
Well, I just told Steve to say hi to you. He's all tired. He's falling asleep over here.
Wake up. What do you think? Did you hear that about what the refs are doing about those calls? What do you think about that?
What's that? Say again?
About the refs, the officials? There was a head-to-head intentional hit in Sunday's game, Cleveland and the Bucks, and they looked at it afterwards, said, "Oh, this is as intentional as it gets. You got to run and go at Mayfield, and hit him head-to-head with
I
his
know,
helmet."
like 2 weeks ago, there was a hit head to head,
Yes.
and they didn't call it.
Oh,
at
they
all.
didn't call this Sunday either. Do you know why?
No.
Here's the reason. Here's the reason. Okay, they got together and said, "Well, we need these players need to adjust to the new rules and stuff." Bull. That's always been a no-no. You don't do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what they're doing behind the scenes, they're sending out warning letters and fines to these people.
Yeah.
So, but it's done after the game, and they're sending out these warning letters. They send out hundreds a week, apparently, and fines. Somebody was just fined $26,000 a couple weeks ago.
What team was it from this weekend?
Bucks and Browns.
Did you see the Bucks and Browns, Steve?
No, I was. Did he see it? I was at work.
No, I'm asking. Yeah, he didn't. He said he didn't see it.
Okay, but they looked at the video and it was blatant as hell, apparently. So
yeah, I'll watch it because the Broncos had one that was head to head, and there was no flag or anything.
That's what happened yesterday.
And
but
it was on the it was on a return. It was on a return, and they I didn't even think our player was going to get up because it was our player on the receiving end. It was a different player on the receiving end.
Right, exactly.
This was actually in the Kansas game.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. That is why they're not calling it. And it's like, well, wait a minute. That could mean a game, a win or lose for a team. You cannot not call that. I don't understand why they're not doing that. They're saying, "Oh, these players have to adjust and da-da-da." No, it was never okay to helmet to head. Never okay.
Yeah.
So why they're doing this, I don't know, but I think it's wrong. But that's me. What do I know?
You did a lot of research tonight. I've listened to the whole show so far. You got all kinds of stuff in there. I'm like, wow. She took Broncos recap to sports, all straight around sports. But shout out to is the baseball game going on tonight? Is that what Michelle's watching?
Oh, Michelle will those are her two favorite ball teams. World Series.
So battling
yeah,
against each other.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I haven't had a chance to keep up with baseball. I was keeping up with the Rockies a little bit, but I haven't.
I got
I'm trying to keep it kind of quiet over here because I'm not on my computer, my studio with my microphone. I'm using my phone with my headphone.
Oh, you sound good.
That's why I was hoping it comes out good because I've done it before and it comes out.
Yeah, you sound good.
Sounds terrible.
No,
I gotta go do some work here in a little bit with Steve. He got this thing I gotta go look at, but I got some. At least we're here early.
Yeah, glad to have you. I'm glad you're here. So, do you think that is a credible win on Thursday they had, even though it was against the Cardinals? I think they needed it.
I'm gonna just bring up a few pointers on Thursday game with you
go ahead.
Quick. And then I wanted to talk about Troy Aikman. He blew it. You know he's in trouble, right?
Yeah. That was coming up, but you go ahead. Go ahead.
He might get he's already going to get fined $20,000, and they're trying to suspend him for a game. But I'll talk to you. I'll tell you why it was over the Broncos game here in a minute. But I want to give a shout out to Todd Davis on his first NFL touchdown. Our linebacker that intercepted the ball.
Yes.
I want to give a shout out to him because he's never had an interception and he's never scored a touchdown in his NFL career, and he does it both on the same play. Is that one of the coolest things?
That's cool.
That could happen.
That is cool. That was awesome, actually.
Yeah, see that it was a 45-10 win, so recapping this game would be really hard to do because it's so lopsided.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The only thing negative that you could say against the Broncos really is they couldn't put a drive together till late in the second quarter. How do you feel about that?
I noticed that too, but it was like, come on, get started. But they needed this shot in the arm. They really did. It was against the Cardinals. But
they're 1-6 now, or 1-5 or something.
They're 1-6. Yeah, it's pretty sad.
Yeah.
But I think they really needed this win to maybe, hopefully, this will get the momentum going for them.
I honestly think, and I was sitting here talking with Steve. Well, me and him had a podcast going on while we were listening to your podcast.
Oh,
we were listening to you, but we were talking about we were looking forward to the Kansas game, and we both feel like the Broncos could beat Kansas because if you remember, that game was close. The Broncos actually won that game. If you discount that clock running out,
right?
The Broncos got kind of worked by the referees.
Yeah,
and the Broncos actually won that game. We'd be looking at a whole different situation.
There's a lot of games. Yeah, there's quite a few games that could have went the other way. Yes, I agree.
I think that that they turned around and they took a lemon against the Jets, but I think they were so disappointed because I think they were so revved up and so excited that it took a lot of momentum out of what they were trying to do and build with their building because you got to remember they are building with a new quarterback,
right?
And we still got a pretty good defense.
Oh yeah,
and we're tying in some new offensive pieces. We got that double running back team that's awesome,
right?
And then we got that new wide receiver who's out playing DT right now. To be honest with
you.
I'm not trying to be rude against DT. I love DT, but he's getting outplayed by the rookie receiver.
Yeah. That's why it's possible he's on the chopping block at this point.
Yeah, DT is on the trading block. I wrote that in the chat while you were talking about it when you were bringing.
And Emmanuel Sanders too. So.
I don't know I know they can. They'll save $14 million with DT.
Yeah.
I think Emmanuel's like 8.8 towards the cap, right, or something like that. I have to relook at that.
10, I think it was. I think they'd save like $10 million.
Yeah, like I thought it was 8.8 million or something right around there.
Yeah, it's something around that. Yeah.
But I honestly think they'll keep Emmanuel and they'll let DT go because they got the new rookie, number 14, and he's playing like that.
I know.
The TD from the one that Emmanuel Sanders actually threw it to the rookie.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So once that he starts coming around and starts playing bigger, it's going to be exciting to see.
Yeah, I hope they.
I still love DT. It's just he's getting older and he got more worth in the trade right now than he does.
That's what they're saying. Yeah, to what they need. Yeah. And what they want to do, that's why they're both up there. We'll see what happens with that. We'll keep an eye on that because the deadline is October 30th, so there's going to be a lot of stuff going on this week.
Yeah.
So
you mentioned two quarterbacks, one from the Cleveland Browns that could end up in Denver.
Yeah, Tyrod Taylor. Yeah, you can have him.
RG3, I've always been in love with him forever. RG3 could still end up here in Denver.
It's possible, but he's more of a backup anymore. It's too bad. It's too bad.
But we just picked up Kevin Hogan, so I don't really think they're going to make a move at quarterback. To be honest with you.
Yeah, they may. I don't think so either. I don't know. Tyrod Taylor may be a backup. I don't know. Personally, like I said with him, his problem is he wants to do it all, and he has to realize he cannot do it all. He hangs on to that ball too long, and he always wants to run. Well, don't be a quarterback then. You know what I'm saying? He's just young. He needs to learn these things. But that was driving me crazy with him.
When I do the Bronco podcast, I like strictly do the recaps. But like I said, you really can't recap a 45-10 game.
Yeah. Well, I'd like...
If it was like 30 to 27... You could go play by play, but 45-10 was just horrible.
Yeah, it was just a total blowout there. They really whomped some butt. So,
the good thing about it is it leads us into playing Kansas again this weekend.
And they have 10 days.
It's going to give us some excitement and some roaring. And this is basically our Super Bowl to see if we're even playoff contenders.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
If they can go in there and they can play, it'll show us that we're at least playoff contenders. I hope it's sounding good.
Yeah, it's possible. We'll see. And they have 10 days off to get ready for this. So.
Yeah, I hope it's coming out. But if you're in the chat still, let me know because we had to turn it off over here, so we didn't get no feedback.
Oh, gotcha.
So we're not able to hear it on our end. So
I gotcha. Okay. Yeah, still in the chat. Gotcha.
I'm hoping somebody could just let us know. But anyway, the other thing I want to bring up real quick was. Troy Aikman got in trouble.
Yeah.
Talking about podcasters. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did. I was going to bring that up later, but yeah, go ahead.
They're fining him $20,000.
Huh?
The company, because they asked him, didn't you know that 55 million people listen to podcasts now?
Yeah.
And then he's on the borderline of getting suspended for a game from CBS. All over what he said about podcasting. You know, he said that he's behind or whatever in the ages or whatever, like he said. But I just wanted to bring that up so people know.
Isn't that something? I mean, seriously, wow.
Podcasting is huge. You know, like you know, Troy Aikman. He's 50 years old.
Oh,
but he should know. He's young. He should know.
Oh yeah, you would think
it's a big thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he got in. He's getting in. They already fined him $20,000 for saying that over the air. So I just wanted to point that out real quick to everybody. So
yeah.
When I was sitting here and I was listening to it, I was like, doesn't he know podcasting is the next biggest thing?
Apparently not. So.
Do you want me to go over there right after? All right. Hello, Lita. Sorry about that, Denise.
That's okay.
He got to take out because we had a little bit of work to finish up. And
okay.
I'm gonna go finish it up after we get off right now.
Okay.
He's gonna go start right now. But I'm here with you. I'm here. Don't worry.
So what do you think of the Rams? Are they for real?
The Rams?
Oh yeah, the Rams. They are the only undefeated team left.
If you remember, we were in the game with the Rams. The Broncos could have beat the Rams.
Yep.
So I think they're a really good team. I think they're the top team in the league. Obviously at 7-0.
Yeah.
But if you take away a few little things, you know, a win's a win, and the Rams won the game. There's nothing I can say about it. But like I said, you turn those two little things around. You turn Steve lock that. Mom, Steve just walked out the door.
Okay.
my daughter. I'm making sure she locked the door because Steve just walked out. But if you just tweak this just a little bit, and you just give those two wins to the Broncos, how does this whole NFL year look?
Yeah.
In your opinion?
How does I don't know. I don't know if the Rams are going to go undefeated. I don't think so. I think somebody's going to beat them. I don't think they're going to go totally undefeated, but they're going to be top. They're going to be up there. Saints are looking good. My Saints are doing well. Who dat, Jack?
Who could I go beat them Saints?
They're 5-1 right now.
Yeah, they're looking good. They're one of the top teams right now. I pulled everything up tonight so that way when we got on, in case I needed any information already. I know last time I was on, remember me and you. I mean, it was me, you, and we were missing a little bit of information. I was like, so I'm making sure I got my phone on.
The Saints are for real, man. I love them. They are so great. Yeah. Like I said, Cleveland had its 4th overtime game this year.
That is amazing.
Yeah. They are doing really well. No, they're not. They're not going to be a playoff contender, but they are finally improving enough to maybe, they get the right. I think we have the right quarterback now. I think we need a little more defense, a little more offense to finish the game. But once they get that tweaked, I think it's possible we could be up there next year. We shall see. It's just all these teams, all of a sudden, it's like a flip-flop this weekend. It was crazy. It really was crazy this week.
Yeah, I know this. What do you think of the San Diego game, the Titans going for it to win the game with no time left in the game?
Yeah.
And then San Diego winning 20-19.
Yep. Yeah.
What do you think of that game?
I didn't get to watch it, unfortunately, because I was at work. But from what I've read and heard, I wish I could have seen that game. I really do.
Everybody picked San Diego to beat. The Broncos play the Chiefs at 11 in the morning. The Broncos just don't play good in the morning.
Yeah. Who does? And I don't either. So
San Diego, I still don't Diego is a very good team. I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah.
I know Phillip Rivers is a great quarterback. I just don't see the rest of the team as good as people are saying. And look at, they barely beat the Titans by one, and the Titans aren't a very good team.
No, they aren't. No, they're not. I agree with you. Yeah, I don't think they're up to that caliber, but we'll see. We'll see. I agree with you, I have to say, on that. So
I haven't got to say my KBLP LLC with Denise Harrison. Hi, Diaz. We go live sports Monday. It's actually Broncos recap, but we're doing sports tonight.
Yes,
we're doing a little bit of all around.
Yeah, I usually do because it's sports. I mean, I focus on the Broncos, but I try and give a little info about what's been going on around the league, so everybody's kind of up to date.
I always recap when I go on. I always recap the scores.
Yeah, that's what I did.
One I want to bring up to you is I watched most of it is that Chicago
game. Yeah,
Chicago could have actually won that game. I was pretty shocked.
Yeah, actually they probably should have, but they didn't. So yeah,
it would have been really nice to see Chicago win that game. It would have looked good for the Broncos. Well, let's see with the Broncos. You know what I mean? Like I said, the other thing I wanted to bring up is because I did say this because I did 2 podcasts this year already on sports, and I did say this preseason and the first because I remember doing the first podcast.
Right.
I did say this that if Max Sosa went 2-2, that he would probably get fired. But I think that Elway is a really good friend and really committed, and I think that he promised Max Joseph that he'd stick with them a certain amount of time, and I think he's doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think that if I was talking with my son earlier too, Ike, my youngest son, and he thinks that if the Kansas game goes awry, that it might be the end for Vance Joseph this weekend.
Oh.
How are you feeling on the coaching situation?
I think he could be right. I think he's on the line right now. I think they saved his butt Thursday by winning. But I think if he loses again or 2 in a row, he's done. He'll be done. He's got to be.
Yeah.
They can't keep going like this.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know how I know they had a good win against a bad team, but I don't know how he's held on to
his position. Yes.
I just think that Elway likes him a lot. They're good friends.
Yeah.
And I think that Elway, Elway's just being a man of his word and saying, "I'll keep you on."
Right.
Until you get to this point, and then we're going to have to move on. Is what I think.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I don't know the contract situation between them.
Yeah, exactly.
But I have to be pretty close on that because if you look out through history, any coach in that situation by the second year, if they go 2-2, they're fired.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
I don't. Look at history. 90% of the time, 2-2, and they're fired. We went 2-2, and the coach. We still have the coach, so it's kind of odd.
Yeah, we shall see. I think they saved his butt Thursday by winning so big. But I think if they lose to Kansas City, I think he'll be done. I really do. You got to cut your losses and move on. But, yeah, he hasn't shown any I just don't think he was ready for a head coaching position. So
he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
Yeah.
1 year as a defensive coordinator
is
not ready, and at 44 years old is not ready to become a head coach. If they would have said, he's been a defensive coordinator for 4 or 5 years, then I would have been okay.
I don't even I can't understand how he got that position to start with. To tell you the truth, because I don't think he was ready at all for that. Not at all.
I'm going to make this announcement right now to everybody on the air, because I know sports gets a lot of listeners. I see how many listeners you guys get, because I look at the analytics like
Yes, you do.
So I see who all watches. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you get a lot of listeners. We get a lot of listeners. I know we're supposed to have a round table, but I've been kind of busy and And I thank you, Denise. You're the superstar sports or podcaster all around.
I don't think so.
I thank
but okay.
you. I thank you, but I want to make this predicament that by next season, the start of the season, that Shanahan's going to be the coach next year.
You think Shanahan's going to be back?
I think that they're gonna work things through him and John Elway with the dad. And Shanahan's gonna be hit.
I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that. Do you really think he'll come back?
Yeah, not. I'm talking about little Shanahan.
Yeah, Kyle.
Yeah, I think San Francisco's pretty much kind of done with him, even though it's really not his fault because he lost his quarterback.
Right.
But he's in the same boat as Vance Johnson right now.
And you think they'll get him?
It's a worse boat, isn't he? Has he only had one victory this season? I'm looking through the.
Two.
I think he only had one victory this season. So
one. Yeah.
He's in the same boat as Vance Joseph, and everybody wanted Shanahan last year to be coach. So
yeah. Well, hopefully, maybe I'd like to see Kyle there. That would be good. That would be a good thing, I think.
I just think that they lost to the Rams 39-10.
Yeah, they got creamed. Yeah.
And we didn't lose to the Rams 39-10. We lost by 4 points. I think it was, wasn't it? Or I'm right. Let me see. I'm right. I got the schedule. I got the games right here this week. I'm not missing up. I know that that week we went on and we had the round table.
Yeah.
And I went and I got some reviews from people, and they were like, "You didn't know this and you didn't know that." I'm like, "I'm gonna have it ready this time. Don't mess with me."
He is ready. Let me tell you what. So, yeah.
I got it all. I got it pulled up.
Yeah, you go.
The Packers the week before, 33-30.
Yeah. It hasn't. They haven't. I mean, it's like the Browns. They haven't lost by much. 12 points all season or something. They've lost. It's not blowouts. It's just they can't. Neither team. It seems like they can't finish, and I can't figure out why. I really can't. I just think, like in the Browns' case, they need to more. Some better, on the offensive line, and on the defense, a few more people. I think maybe the Broncos are going to do the right move with DT and maybe Emmanuel. We shall see what they will do. The talent is there. They're just not clicking for some reason, like they did Thursday. For some reason, that click isn't there, and I can't put my finger on it totally. Yep, definitely part of it's coaching. There is no doubt there. But overall, I mean, they're not playing poorly. You know what I'm saying? They're not like the Cardinals, But I can't figure out what part of it's not clicking right.
The Cardinals, the only person that showed up for the Cardinals was Josh Rosen.
Yeah.
And he got terminated.
Yeah.
He didn't even make it out of the fourth quarter.
I know.
They put it on him so bad.
Yeah.
He left with that ankle injury.
Yep.
Or a leg injury. It was ankle or leg injury. And
I got the injuries here, so.
He kept playing. I give that quarterback some respect because he was taking some licks from the Broncos.
Oh, yeah.
I give him a lot of respect for that.
Well, it must not.
Did you know the Raiders beat Green Bay Packers? Well, I didn't know that. I missed that game. I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't get to catch that game. The Raiders beat the Packers. That's pretty.
Yeah.
So really, what I'm saying is, we took some lumps, and the only bad lump we took was to a bad team, and they blew us out. But the losses we had, what I'm saying is they were close to good teams, to Kansas and to the Rams, the two teams that everybody's looking at the Super Bowl right now. The Broncos had just barely lost to them. I know it's jumping all over. I'm looking at all I got all the stats pulled up right now for all the games, everything we're doing. But I'm just looking at those two games because we got Kansas coming up, so I'm kind of looking a little forward to the Kansas game.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Hey, Desiree, how's it going? How are you? I just seen her pop up on the chat.
Hi, honey.
I'm doing it on my phone, but I got new headphones this time, so I hope you can hear me good.
Yeah, I have to get new ones. Mine are shot. I can only listen out of one side.
When I was
I
on
wore
her
them out.
podcast, I had the same phone, but I had these other headphones, and I sounded terrible on her podcast, so I feel bad, but hopefully this works a little better.
You sound good. It sounds really good. Really does. So he
Thank
is
you,
not.
Thank you.
He is on the. Let's see. He's not on the biggest injury, so he's not hurt that bad. So let's see.
But I'm going to bring up something about the Rams.
Okay.
They're 7-0, but they're barely beating teams. They're not beating teams by a lot. They're not like blowing teams out.
You don't think?
Nah, they're not blowing teams out. I just, like this. There's one score here I'm looking at with the Rams. They played. Let me see. I just looked at it. I should have said it. They beat them by 2 points, and they're not okay. So the Broncos and the Rams beat us 23-20. They beat us by 3 points.
Yeah. That was a good game. Yeah.
And in the week before, they won
by 2 points over the Seahawks. Yeah.
Yeah, over the Seahawks by 2 points. So they're not. What I'm saying is they're not blowing. They're not running over teams. Well, Kansas City's putting numbers up.
Yeah,
I'll admit that. With
yeah.
Kansas City, I'm looking at one here. It's the Chiefs against the Jaguars, 30-14.
Right.
So,
I
know
think
you brought up the Eagles. Man, I wish they would put Nick Foles on the trading block, and I wish the Broncos would go after him. I had mentioned, hey, thank you, Desiree. That's awesome. I'm on the. Denise is running at this podcast. I'm the co-host today. It's weird being on the other, and I've been doing all the talking.
That's good. I did at the beginning, so your turn. So
I know it's your podcast tonight, but I've been doing all the talking. I was just looking at some of these scores, some of the.
Yeah, well, they beat the Chargers pretty good. The Vikings, they did beat the Vikings. Seahawks, no. The Broncos, they didn't blow them out. So, but other than that, their scores have been up there pretty well. Although
but you see where I'm trying to get.
Yeah, they barely beat the Raiders though. So there you go, same thing.
The way that everybody's talking though is like the Broncos are getting blown out every game.
Yeah, no, they're not.
They don't have a quarterback. They don't. That's the way everybody's talking. And yeah, Case Keenum, he's struggling a little bit, and he got a lot of weapons. But we're not getting blown away. But we got a really good defense still. That's what people are not remembering. And you brought up earlier, Chubb got elected for some award this week or something.
The what? I'm sorry.
You said he got elected for an award. I kind of missed that.
Who?
Chubb.
Oh, shoot.
Bradley
I forget
Chubb?
what I said now. Yeah.
Yeah, you said that. Yeah, he got some kind of award this week or something, or nominated for an award.
Oh, yes, for, what the heck was it? Oh, Pepsi Rookie Player of the Week. So,
that's cool.
Yeah, he was nominated for that. Yeah, Case Keenum, although he had to go out because of concussion protocol, but he was cleared to return, but we shall see what happens with that. Oh, yeah, Ron Leary.
The only game that the Rams did big damage was against the Cardinals, who the Broncos has beat.
Oh, well, yeah.
And they beat them 35-0.
Right, they shut him out totally.
So we're at about half season now.
Yeah.
And half into the year, we're at I think 7 games for us, and 8 games is half of the season. And I think that now we're going to start seeing the teams that are going to start emerging and start showing their true colors, to show everybody who they are and what they're about. You know what I'm saying?
Let's hope so. I hope this really gives them a shot in the arm to move forward. Yeah, Ron Leary.
It's cool to see Desiree back in our chat.
Yes.
Michelle in our chat.
Yay. Love her Chained series.
And then the Bill came by.
Yes, that was good to see him.
Yeah, I don't know if he's still listening. Shout out to Bill if you're still listening. KBLP LLC with Diaz and Denise Harris. Denise Harris with sports tonight.
Woohoo! Yeah, you were talking
about. What's your next segment?
The injury list. Yes, Ron Leary with the Broncos has he's out with an ankle injury that occurred during the second half versus the Rams. So he is out. He's been out. So,
okay.
So let's talk about some of the.
Any of the bigger names that are?
Yes. Oh, there's lots of injuries. The Ravens.
Everybody got like knick-knack injuries. Like there's not real major ones.
Right.
The Broncos have. I meant to put sports.
Yeah, Atlanta Falcons wide receiver Calvin Ridley, an ankle injury against the Bucks, and Mohamed Sanu suffered a hip injury in the second half. Baltimore Ravens, Alex Lewis, he was sent to the hospital from the game for a CT scan. He's being relieved after suffering a neck injury. He will undergo more tests today. So we shall see what happens to him. How bad that neck injury is. You never want to see a neck injury, that's for sure.
Oh no, yeah. Those neck injuries are...
Yeah, you got to be careful with those.
Yeah, I get really worried with those. Even if the player's not on my team,
you never want to see that with anybody. Buffalo Bills quarterback is out in the third quarter. He had an elbow injury and did not return. So he was Nathan Peterman replaced him. There's no update on that injury yet. By the Minnesota Vikings, their cornerback Mike Hughes suffered a torn ACL over the Cardinals the 1 week. So he's supposed to go undergo an MRI on that. So we shall see. Let's see. Amari Cooper and Seth Roberts were ruled out after suffering concussions. And one of the guards suffered a ribs injury and did not return. There was one guy they were talking about last week. I was watching. I love Fox, the NFL before the game, and one guy, he was playing with cracked ribs, a bruised lung, and then his one lung collapsed some, and he still played. And I can't think of who that was now. Oh, God. He came back and was playing in the game. It was crazy. I was like, no, don't be doing that.
I wonder who that was.
I was going to write it down, and I totally forgot to. But the guy...
I remember the Rams wide receiver, it looked like he blew out his knee. Did you see that play where it got bent all the way back?
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
And then he went back in the game in the second half.
Yep. Some of these guys do that.
I was totally shocked over that. I was like, he actually got back in the game in the second half after doing his knee like that.
Yeah.
These guys they're young, and they bounce back from anything.
They may pay for that later. They may pay for that later, though. I was saying.
I look at some of their injuries. I'm like, what the heck? How do these guys even get up?
I know. I'd be on the ground. That's where I'd stay for sure. But yeah, there's that Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills. He did not return to the game. He was really hampered. Now listen to this. He had a hard time just in changing his clothes, avoiding using his right arm. So, looks like Nathan Peterman may be in next week. And he threw a game-losing pick six.
And I'm so happy for Josh Allen. He's a Wyoming quarterback, Colorado product, So it's like, I was so happy to see him actually get in the game and be a starter.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll get an update on that this week. There's going to be a lot of trade talking this week. We're going to have a deadline of October 30th to see who they're trading, what's going on. So next Monday should be really interesting, to say the least, on sports.
I think with everybody, in all honesty, like with these contenders, like the Broncos on the borderline, there's a few there's about 4 or 5 borderline teams that have a chance to get into the playoffs and do some damage.
Yeah.
these teams have to make some moves, you know?
Yeah.
Especially when you got Von Miller, a MVP,
Oh,
All-Pro,
yeah. Oh,
Hall
yeah.
of Fame player. You got to get into the playoffs, and you got to make some moves.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I think John Elway and staff have to step up and make some moves. Whether it's, you know, the only one I would go after is Nick Foles in the quarterback.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I mean, yeah, if you want a backup, maybe a
But they say they have their backup, so they really don't need them.
I don't really think like I'm saying, I don't think the Broncos will make any moves at quarterback.
Yeah.
Unless it's for like a Nick Foles.
Yeah.
And I think they already had tried in the summertime for Nick Foles, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, it was between. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
So
I'm still shocked how they go from Nick Foles winning the Super Bowl MVP back to their wins at quarterback.
Yeah. Go figure, right?
They just got the luck of the pot of gold with quarterbacks right now in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
That's what I could say.
Yeah,
I'm over
that's
here
for
talking into the microphone like the microphone's on.
Yeah.
Instead of so I hope it didn't mess up.
No.
I got to get used to talking when I do this. I got to get used to talking into my phone and not into my microphone.
Yeah.
Like when I do a regular podcast.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. While I was trying to promote to get more people in, I was letting people know we were on. So I was trying to get. I was hoping we'd get some more listeners in there live while we're on. It's so weird with sports how people come so later. Huh?
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
I know. Yeah, it's late here. It's early by you. So I mean,
It's
fairly
like,
early.
Yeah, it's like with sports, it's just like I know the listeners are coming, but it's always like after we do the show, it's already. Most of our podcasts are like that, though.
Yeah, it's a little strange.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. So what's your next segment?
Yeah, we're doing injuries. Cooper Kupp, he's a wide receiver.
Cooper Kupp, that's what I was talking about.
Wide receiver for the Rams. He suffered a knee injury the first half. He started the second half before the training staff determined it was in his best interest to stay out of the game for the rest of the game. So, but they're going to do some, of course, he's going to get some testing done on that knee. In other words, he shouldn't have come back. The staff was like, no. So,
you know, the coaches should have been smart enough to see the play on film.
That's what they were saying. They determined it was in his best interest to sit for the remainder of the game. Quincy Enunwa, New York Jets wide receiver, a right ankle MRI today. His replacement, Terrell Pryor, he had a groin injury. He got banged up. So the Jets could be shorthanded when they face the Vikings. Again, Alex Lewis of the Baltimore Ravens. He was the one with the neck injury. According to the Ravens, though, he was released from the hospital and will fly back to Baltimore. So far, so good. He's going to undergo some more testing today. Tavon Austin of the a lot of wide receivers. Dallas Cowboys. He had a groin injury. Might be problematic. He's a wide receiver. That's hard to do with a groin injury. Jason Peters, Philadelphia Eagles left tackle. He suffered a bicep injury. Ow. So they're again awaiting more testing. Niles Pauls, Jacksonville Jags. He's a tight end. A core muscle injury. Ouch. He left the locker room on crutches and with his left leg in a brace. So he's pretty banged up. Derek Morgan, Tennessee Titans linebacker. Shoulder injury, second quarter. Mike Hughes, cornerback, Minnesota Vikings. They fear it's a torn ACL. They're supposed to find out today. He underwent an MRI. So we shall see. Giants, Falcons. That's about it. That's your major injuries.
There's some odd injuries right there. Did like some of the injuries you said were like weird, like.
A core muscle injury. That's your abdomen. Ouch.
Yeah. I can imagine. That's like ripping. Say like something got ripped. That's what it would sound like. So that just don't sound like a good injury
No,
at
it does.
all.
No, it doesn't at all. I'm like, ooh.
That sounds like an injury that you can keep me away from.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, ooh,
Yeah.
that doesn't sound good. Some questionable ones. Patriots. Malcolm Brown has been limited in practice. He had a knee injury. Also, Sony Michel for the Patriots. I think he will start. He should be all right. So we shall see what happens with that. AFC North. By the way, AFC South. You go. The Saints are 5-1. They're top of the division there. So glad to see that.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
They had some pretty good wins too, and then
Yeah.
congratulations again to the quarterback
Drew Brees. Yeah.
Passing Peyton Manning.
Oh yeah.
That's some big numbers to be able to play that long and have a great career
Yes.
like that and be a Super Bowl champ. So congratulations to Drew Brees.
Yes.
And he still got the chance to win another Super Bowl before he retires.
Wouldn't that be? I would be so happy with that he at least got in.
He wants to play like Tom Brady another couple of years, right?
Yep. Yes.
One of my good friends, Dave, he says that he listens to our podcast, the sports show too. He said for the last 4 or 5 years, the Broncos should have made a move for Drew Brees a long time ago. When there was opportunities for the Broncos to sneak in and get Drew Brees. And
I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad they didn't. But anyway, I think him and Sean Payton have such a good relationship as head coach and player. But also they're great friends. I love Sean Payton. I really do. I think he is a superb coach. One of the best ones out there. He really is. I like how he stuck up for his team, and he got suspended for it that 1 year. But he stuck up for him, by God. And he got suspended for 4 games for that. But bless his heart, he does stick up for him.
He's one of those player coaches that
yes.
There's not very many around anymore.
He is just a great coach. He is.
See, that's where I think could happen to Van Sosa. They don't want player coaches no more because they're not very they're rare in the league.
But it works.
Sosa, if he does good, he could become a player coach.
Yeah.
But we just don't know with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And it's too bad. If he was, I think they would be doing better. Absolutely. That there isn't that relationship there, which is, like you said, you need that. I think you do. There's no questions involved. I don't know. I just don't think he was ready, and they should have never made him a head coach.
I'm with you all the way on that. I said it from the beginning. I just was like, he's a frat brother from CU, so you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He played quarterback for the Buffalo, so I was like, let's just go ahead and get him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of your best teams have that relationship. Look at Brady and Belichick. Look at Elway, and look at Aikman, and and all the great ones. Even who am I thinking of? I can't think of. Anyway, it seems like all your best teams like that, your best quarterbacks, have that relationship. You know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, thinking about it, it's pretty deep. It's a pretty good situation. It's a good situation for some places to be in, and not so good for others. If you look back and look at the big picture, it could be really good, and then it could be like a little tough in other situations.
It could be, but most of your great quarterbacks and your coaches, they had that. That relationship going on. Like I said, you have Elway, you have Joe Montana.
Yeah,
you have Troy Aikman.
Joe Montana.
Yes.
And his coach,
Yes. So if you look back, all your, Troy Aikman, John Elway, all of those.
But you mention John Elway, but you forget the Dan Reeves years. That's where I was trying to make the comparison.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not forgetting him.
Not till you got to the Shanahan years. That's when things changed a little bit. That's where, that's what. I don't know. That's where I don't know. I know. I understand you on that. It's just it has to be the right situation.
There's been a lot of them apparently, though, if you think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it just seems like because they know that quarterback inside and out. They know how they think. They know, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? They just clicked. And it seemed like with all of your great quarterbacks, even way back, it seemed like they had that relationship with that head coach, and that it just worked. I think it works better because right now I don't know what the hell Joseph is doing. I just don't know, and I don't think the quarterback does either. You know what I'm saying? It's just.
Well, Case Keenum had a good season last time with a pretty decent team.
Yeah.
So that's what put him in his position to get him a starting quarterback job somewhere. You know? Especially after Kirk Cousins signed with Minnesota, who the Broncos really wanted. So that kind of blew everything apart. So they had to go out and get, Case Keenum.
Yeah. Oh, another one is Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers and
he's hurt, right? He's hurt too.
A little bit. Yeah, we'll see. But his relationship with McCarthy. So I mean, it just seems like that seems to work better for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I don't know. They trust him.
I was just getting to the point like Dan Reeves and John Elway went to 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah, there you go.
And they didn't win.
Yeah, but they did go.
Yeah, they went. They went. They went. I better stay in one spot.
Oh, we do have some questionable injuries with the Broncos. You have
that's what I was.
Defensive Player of the Year, Aaron Donald. And they have injury questions at both tackle spots. Jared Veldheer did not practice Wednesday. And Garrett Bowles, he was limited with an ankle injury also.
He got more tackle yards than I think most of the defensive players. He's on offense.
Yeah.
I'm just joking around.
Yeah. But you better watch him. Yeah,
he really does got a bunch of holding calls.
Several. Yeah, he's been flagged for 5 this season.
I did want to bring up Shane Ray. Okay, so he needed surgery before the season started. He was going to get the surgery and go out, but he decided not to get it because they were going to cut him or trade him if he got the surgery because he was going to be out for 6 to 8 weeks. Right. So he went ahead and not got the surgery, and now he's injured again. So I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they could have got some trade value out of him. Now I think they lost that trade value.
They very well could have. Yeah. Yes.
I like Shane Ray. He's just not a he's just not a big time player like.
He's on the block. He's on the block.
Yeah.
So.
Well, look at Barrett this week. He had another 20-yard sack. The week before, he had a 30-yard sack or something like that. Yep. So. Barrett's one of my favorite players, number 48.
Oh yeah, he's good.
He is just ugly and mean. I would hate to be running up against him.
You and me both.
He actually backs up Chubb and Shane Ray backs up Von Miller.
Yeah.
But they should have took the trade value with Shane Ray, knowing that he needed the surgery. Yeah,
probably.
But Shane Ray saved his job by saying not getting the surgery. He really did, because he would have either got cut or traded. Yeah, well, he's on the block again, so it probably will happen this time. Did his name come up on that list that you
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Okay. He is on.
I didn't see the list, but I kind of knew with Shane Ray because I had predicted it before the season started. Because once they drafted, you got to remember Shane Ray was a first round pick. So once they drafted Chubb, Shane Ray was automatically on the trading block.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, he's always been kind of there. Yeah.
And like I said, the only thing that saved his job is he didn't get the hand surgery like they wanted him to. So, KBLP, LLC, Denise Harris, Diaz. What's the next segment, Denise Harris?
Oh, we're just about wrapping it up now.
All right.
Yeah.
Tonight. I didn't know I was going to be on this long. I thought I was going to do 5-10 minutes.
I know, yeah.
We just started having too much fun, Denise.
I know.
We're just like natural at this. When we get on the air, we just go.
I know, right? It's kind of crazy, but it's fun. I have a good time.
It's a fun time when me and you get on the air.
It is, so, yeah.
I'm just not used to being on the other side of the conversation.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a weird. I kind of feel weird, but it's fun. It's easier because because I use the old mixer still, so I got to be.
Oh yeah,
careful.
that's right.
I don't mess up because on the old mixer you can mess up real easy. So I'm like, always trying to be all perfect. Right now I don't have to be all perfect. I could just relax and. KBLP, LLC, Denise Harris, ideas.
Well, Kansas.
I do those moon videos and I practice saying that just for us.
I'm always going, Ike Diaz, Ike Dog, and the Jam. So, yeah. Actually, yeah, it was great because Kansas City, Raiders did beat Kansas City. But anyway, let's see.
I think the Chiefs, they beat the Bengals 45-10.
Yeah, they cleaned their clock.
We won 45-10, so I think the Chiefs went out last night to say, hey, the Broncos, you want to put up some points? Let's put up some points. So, we're going into a battle with the Chiefs, and I'm going to let everybody, you can hear it now. The Broncos are going to beat the Chiefs. I'm just letting everybody know, okay?
Okay.
And that's not just because I'm a Bronco fan. It's just because what I see in the game.
Yeah, Thursday nights. Yeah, this Thursday night's game doesn't look too interesting. I don't like either team, so I probably won't watch it. It's the Dolphins and Texans.
And Texans. Yeah, there's not much going on there.
So we have, of course, on Sunday we have the Eagles and Jags, Panthers and Ravens, Chiefs and Broncos. Chiefs and Broncos is going to be the big one. So, that's tough. That's going to be a good game.
Don't you usually do picks at the end of the?
Yeah, I usually do. You guys
do scores or just picks?
We just pick. We just do.
Okay.
We just did picks. So.
However you want to do it, you're leading it.
Oh, do you want to pick?
You're running the show.
Okay.
I'm just your co-host tonight.
Okay. Yeah. Your name is all over that. So let us see. Okay, Dolphins, Texans. Pick one.
Dolphins, Texans.
Dolphins haven't looked too good past couple games, so
Are they at Houston or are they in?
Oh, good question. Let me see.
And is it a morning game or an afternoon game?
Look, it's Thursday. It's at night.
Oh, it's a Thursday night game?
Yeah. Dolphins are going to Texas. So.
Yeah, I'm going to take Texas on that one.
Yeah, you and me both.
Texas.
Texans, for sure.
If it was an early game in Miami, I'd pick Miami because they beat people in the morning.
Yeah, but it's a night game at the Texans, so yeah, Texans probably. Okay, Eagles, Jags.
You said Eagles, Jags? I'm going to go Eagles. The Eagles. They lost this weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Jags.
They're going to go with the Jags, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, aren't they down a quarterback? But, yeah, okay, I'll go with the Eagles.
Okay. Ravens, Panthers.
Oh, got to go with the Panthers. They just beat Philadelphia.
That's what I say. Panthers, yes. Broncos, Chiefs. We got to go with the Broncos, guys. Come on.
Broncos. It's going to come down to a field goal. The final score is going to be 30-27.
Okay, if you say so. I think it's going to be a good game. That is going to be a good game.
It might go into overtime and be whoever wins is going to win by 3 points.
Probably. Okay, Browns and Steelers. I got to go with the Browns. So
you're going to go with the Browns. You know what? I'm going to go with the Browns too, not just because that's your hometown, but I'm going to go with the Browns because I'm not a Steelers fan.
Me either. I'm a
Mayfield fan though. I like that quarterback.
Yeah, he's going to be a good quarterback. I don't like the Steelers. I have never liked Ben Roethlisberger. I don't like him. And they don't have Le'Veon Bell yet. They don't have this. They have some injuries. So, yeah, Browns. Seahawks, Lions.
I'm going to go. back to the Browns real quick, though.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you one thing about the Browns, though. Since they got Baker Mayfield,
Yeah.
they want to win games.
Yes.
The last 10 years, it just didn't seem like they even wanted to win a game.
Well, cripe's sake, every time they turned around, it was like they were like a college team or something, just trading everybody. They went through coaches like they went through underwear, for crying out loud. It was ridiculous. So maybe they're finally going to stick with people and actually, have something happen.
Looks like they're sticking it out with their coach they got now.
Yeah, and it's about time. You know what? I'll bet you they could kick themselves for not keeping Belichick way back when.
Oh yeah.
That was what's his face though. I can't think of his name now. The one who snuck off at night. No.
He followed
Modell.
The Giants, right?
Modell.
Oh yeah, Modell.
Yeah, he was an idiot.
Baltimore.
Yeah, in the middle of the night. Yeah. So.
The Browns were the big deal back in the 80s.
Oh hell yeah!
The Browns were the team to beat.
Oh hell yeah! And then they just took the wind out of the sails when Modell did that. You coward. So yeah.
The Browns were the team to beat, except for if they had to play the Broncos.
Yep, exactly. That's very true.
The Browns would be like, hey Broncos, I'll make you famous.
Yeah.
Hey John Elway, I'll send you to some Super Bowls to get beat up on.
Yeah. But yeah, I was. I think he just took the wind out of everybody here in Ohio when he did that, because he did it. He was sneaky. He did it in the middle of the night, for crying out loud, and the players had no choice. They were under contract, so it was sad. It really was. I don't think they've ever forgiven Baltimore for that. I really don't. But anyway.
I'm having such a good time doing this podcast. I'm supposed to be helping Steve right now.
Yeah, I have to get up at 9, so yeah. Seahawks, Lions.
Seahawks, Lions, Seahawks.
Yeah, definitely.
I say Sea Dogs because that's what my mom used to call them.
That's cool. We'll go with them. Bucks and Bengals.
Bucks and Bengals. The Bengals just got torn apart.
Bucks.
So I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know what's going on with their quarterback situation right now. I think one's hurt or something. But
yeah, I still think the Bucks. Jets and Bears.
Jets and Bears.
Oof.
Jets and Bears. I'm gonna go with the Bears.
Oh yeah, me too.
Took a big loss, and the Bears look like contenders against New England.
And they have Khalil Mack.
I think the Bears are going to the playoffs this year. I don't know how deep in the playoffs, but I know they're going to the playoffs, and I think they're going to do pretty decent.
Yeah, go Bears. Redskins and Giants. Giants, you suck. Redskins.
Redskins and Giants.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to go with the Redskins. The reason why is because Alex Smith is a good seasoned quarterback. He can't win in the playoffs, but he'll win in the regular season.
Yeah, I went Redskins. Eli looks bad. The only the good point they have is Beckham right now. So we shall see. I'm going to go with the Redskins. Colts and Raiders. Raider Nation.
I gotta go with the Colts.
Okay.
I never picked the Raiders. I'm a donkey till I die.
I like the Raiders. Raider Nation.
Oh, Denise.
Oh yes, Raider Nation. 40.
This is coming on though. The Colts are coming around. So.
Yeah, we'll see. 49ers Cardinals. This is like the poop game of the week. Okay. 49ers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 49ers for Shanahan.
Definitely. But that's like this is like the poop game of the week. 49ers and Cardinals. So 49ers. Ooh, Packers and Rams.
Packers and Rams. I'm gonna actually go with the Packers on this one. I don't think the Rams could beat the Packers yet. I think that as long as Aaron Rodgers is okay, he's healthy. I know he had a little injury.
Yeah.
I don't know how bad it was, but
he was kind of hobbling around a little. Yeah.
As long as he's okay, I don't think the Rams are prepared for the Packers yet.
Packers, me too. Saints and Vikings.
But remember this: the Rams have Wade Phillips, and Wade Phillips knows the secret to beating the Packers.
Yes, I'm still gonna go with the Packers though.
Yeah, I'm going with I'm going with the Packers myself.
Yeah.
I'm just worried about Wade Phillips on that defense.
Yeah, you do. Hopefully they'll be ready for him, though. They usually do pretty well. We'll see. Saints and Vikings. Oh, I got to go with my Saints.
That one's a tough one because that's close.
Yeah.
That's going to be a close game. I'll go with the Saints on that one for you, Denise.
Oh, thank you.
But I think it's going to be a close game, though. I think it's going to be like a 3-pointer. I think it's going to come down to a touchdown or a field goal on that game.
Could well be. That's going to be another good game. The
reason why is because they match up good.
Yeah.
It's a matchup game.
That's a Sunday night game. That's going to be a good game, guys. Good game.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of those games where it comes down to a matchup, not to where the team's better than the other.
Right. That's going to be a good one. Yeah, they got some good ones.
The Saints are way better than Minnesota. But Minnesota matches up with the Saints.
Let's see where they're playing first. Let me see. They're going to Minnesota. So, but I still got to go with the Saints. They'll be in Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm going with the Saints. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, it's the Saints are a way better team. It's just the matchup. The matchup is there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes, it's going to be a good.
The matchup.
That is going to be a good game. That is going to be the Sunday night game, guys. So, and we have the Monday night game, Patriots and Bills.
The Bills quarterback is hurt.
Yeah, I got to go with the Pats.
The Patriots. I still got to pick the Bills. I can't pick the Pats.
Okay, I go with the Pats. So.
Yeah, I can't pick them. I just can't. I can't pick the Pats or I can't pick the Raiders. Because I'm a Bronco. I can't pick the Pats, Kansas, Raiders. There's a bunch of teams I just can't pick. Like that.
Well, I think we matched up pretty well on most of them. There's a couple we differed, but we'll see how we did next week. And of course, like I said, go ahead.
After we get done, I'm gonna listen to the whole podcast while I go finish working real quick.
Okay.
That way I can hopefully everything came out good. Because like I said, it sounds good from where I'm listening, but
it sounds great. You sound great. You really do. You really do.
I was really worried.
Real clear. It's good. No static. No nothing.
Plus, my allergies are acting up right now, so it's like because it was a nicer day today. So my allergies were acting weird.
This weather's crazy. That's for sure.
So what do you do as a closer? What is your last segment?
We do that. Again, I just go over real quick. Again, make sure you tune in next Monday because we got a lot of stuff going on with the trading. Who's on the chopping block? We'll see what happens. It's going to be chaos week. They have a deadline, which is October 30th. So it's going to be interesting. So.
And hopefully Denise invites me back to be a guest again on the round table.
Well, you better be back.
I'm hoping to be back. I'm hoping I barely walked in the door, like right when I texted you. I barely walked in.
I'd been home like 10 minutes. I know, I'd been home like 10 minutes. So, hopefully...
we didn't even, because you know how I like to make my dinner and then...
Oh, yeah.
And then start my podcast going and stuff. I didn't even get a chance to do that.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm happy we did it. We had such a good time.
I know. You better be back next week then, Monday.
Yeah. Did you start out with any music?
No, I just went right into it.
Oh, cool. Just end it without no music?
Nope, no music.
That way we don't get no strike.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, the sports I'm trying to really keep clean so we can move this one forward because this one's doing sports. You're leading the way, Denise. You're doing a good job. Thank you.
I think that's funny, but okay, we'll go with that.
Well, you with encounters and sports, we could talk about that later. With encounters and sports, man, those two, the numbers are just out. You just got to look at the numbers. It's crazy.
I guess apparently that's cool. I'm with it. I'm good with that.
I haven't looked at the retention time on sports yet, but I know encounters is like it's so high up there.
Oh, good Lord! Wow.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought? I'm going to be doing a couple things this week, so hopefully keep your finger. Oh, wait, next Monday. Ooh, I may have to. Well, it may be a later podcast for the sports. Monday looks like it's either going to be Monday or Tuesday for the live Halloween thing. So, I'll let you know.
Yeah, just let me know because I know. Our original plan was to do sports before. That was when we had our roundtable of everybody.
Yeah,
we were supposed to do it before Planet BOB.
Yeah.
But now that we don't have the roundtable like we originally planned, we had to make some changes. So
yeah,
we may not be able to do it to Tuesday. So when is Halloween anyway?
Wednesday, a week and a half. So.
Okay, yeah. So and you have some plans for?
I'm doing that live podcast from the Haunted Attraction, but I could do it Tuesday. Let me see. I'm going to see them Wednesday, so I'll let you know what's going on.
See, if I were living in Ohio, I could have got you booked at all the haunted attractions, and you could have did a podcast every night and got paid.
Oh,
that's the things that we could do. You know what I mean?
Oh, hell yeah!
We're licensed to do that. So, you can go live to the podcast and you could broadcast. So anybody out there who wants to book us for an event,
yes,
just inbox any of us and
we'll
come
yes,
out to your event and we'll do a live broadcast from your event.
Yep, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to do it from our Haunted Attraction, Haunted Hydro. So should be cool.
If anybody asks you for the license, just call me, ask me,
okay.
I'll give you the license. And if you won't nobody will even say anything, but
you never know.
But if anybody ever does, just call me, ask me, I'll give you the license. And
okay.
Boom, everything's all good to go.
Woohoo!
But we could have did it to where you could have got paid from all those places.
Hey, next year. There's next year.
Since you're so good at the encounters and I want to look at the retention time for sports because you guys there's so many listeners on sports, but I didn't look at the retention time. Encounters is leading the way with retention time, like listeners.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, that's like they listen the longest is what I mean.
Yeah, wow.
And I think what's cool with Lolita, I think that when they see her picture, I think a lot of guys click on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's no doubt. She's got a good military following. So yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. She gets a lot. I just looked at her numbers.
Right now. Yeah.
Like, what the heck?
She has a lot of military followers. So yes.
Yeah. She filled in for me Saturday, and she gets almost as many numbers as I got.
See? Yeah. See? That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Well, I'm talking about. She filled on me for Saturday night, and she pretty much is where I'd be at.
Awesome. That's great.
For the numbers wise.
Good.
But it's pretty cool. Planet BOB did really good. The Halloween thing did good on Monday.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
You wanna kind of give a rough because we don't have our schedule's kind of mixed up, everybody, guys. But we have a rough kind of schedule for everybody.
Yeah, kind of. Is okay, Desiree is on this. Okay, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
What is today?
Desiree's
Monday? Tomorrow. Join me. I'm going to do an encounters tomorrow night. It's going to be haunted castles. So that should be fun. That sounds Bunch of haunted castles. Wednesday we have TWD. I hope Rick and Michelle will be with me on TWD Wednesday. So, are you following it? You been watching? Oh, awesome, ain't it?
It's I'm addicted to the show. So
yeah. This is really good season, and there's been some twists I haven't seen. I didn't expect Aaron to get hurt at all. That was bizarre. But
that was weird for that.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of out of the way kind of character. Now it's bringing him to the front.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
I don't know. I'm gonna watch that episode again.
Yeah,
I try to watch the episode twice or 3 times.
Oh, I do too. I do too.
About it.
It's kind of crazy. And then Jadis and Gabriel. Wow, what is up with that? But yeah, kind of crazy stuff. So
I'm in a TWD Messenger group now, and we talk about it. We talk about TWD in the Messenger. A lot of the groups, they're becoming Messenger groups now. I don't know why.
It's weird, ain't it? It's kind of a trend. I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. It's
you get invited to these groups, and they're not on Facebook. They're in the Messenger.
Yeah.
And then everybody gets in there and chats at the same time. And now I'm in this TWD Messenger group, and it's cool.
Cool. That's great.
Yeah.
Thursday is Music Day. Yeah, Thursday is Music Day. We have, I'll be back, DWD will be back on Thursday night, and then we have Lolita's Jam, too. So
we're
Thursday.
trying to get her schedule still, because, she's back at school.
Oh,
so
yeah.
We're trying to, she filled in for me Saturday, because I'm still trying to take my month off.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take, we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
But
Maybe.
I'm trying to get Brad finished training and everything,
Oh, okay,
so
yeah.
hopefully everything gets worked out with that. And he's going to do the Saturday nights for me.
Oh, cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. So Thursday is usually music night.
Yeah.
Friday we have Hollywood Review, and then the biggest, well, of course, our biggest freak, Chris
The
Stevens,
Freak.
with Freaks in the
Chris
Basement.
Stevens.
Yes, absolutely. So tune into that for sure. Saturday is Spook Day, basically. You have Ecto with Michelle. She is so awesome. I love that show. And then we have Encounters. So we'll have Encounters again Saturday. So
That's awesome.
yeah. So I'm excited.
And then the jam while I'm here.
And then the jam with our own Diaz over here, Mr. Ike Dog.
Lolita filled in for me. She was nice enough to fill in for me Saturday. But,
Awesome.
Depending on how we get the new podcaster, if we get him on the air quick enough, then maybe by this weekend he'll be on. We don't even know what his podcast is and the name of it yet. But
Yeah.
there was one more thing I wanted to bring up to
Okay.
everybody. If I could remember. I think I got tired and I forgot, Denise.
Me too. I'm getting there.
Everybody's doing so awesome. It's cool. I look at these numbers and I get so happy.
Good. That's
it's
great.
like
Awesome.
everybody's working so hard, and I want to, thank you, Denise, for everything and doing sports and all these. You do all these podcasts. I know you love it.
I do. I have so much fun. I do. I'd rather do it with somebody, though. I don't like talking to myself. But like you on tonight, it was great. I'm so glad you were able to.
Like this when I did the first 2 years I did sports, I did it by myself every week. Remember I told you?
Yeah.
Every week I did sports by myself.
Yeah.
And then I finally got a co-host.
Yep.
And it's pretty cool to have co-hosts. You actually go longer though.
Yeah, you do. Well, you have more to say. Okay.
Yeah, I always try to stay around 45 minutes to an hour on sports.
Yeah.
But when you have a co-host, it ends up being 2 or 3 hours on a podcast.
Yeah, it's been 2 hours, so heck yeah.
It's been way over. It's been over 2 hours.
Yeah.
A little bit over 2 hours.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I got to look at it.
A little bit over.
I don't even remember when I got on. But yeah, everything's good. KBLP LLC. Make sure that if you want to get a hold of us or you want to co-host podcast, get a hold of any of the podcasters, and they will. I keep talking into the microphone like I'm on the mic instead of my phone. Make sure to get a hold of us, and we'll get all of us will get back to you. We'll have all the information. We'll let you know. And and my number directly is 720-298-2121. 720-298-2121. Everybody asks, why do I give it out? My number's all over the place, so it doesn't matter who has it.
That's true.
It's written on everything. It's all over. It's like, why did you give your number out?
Give them a call. Make sure message us from KBLP LLC. Get a hold of us.
Yeah.
Whatever. So.
What I did want to mention was that Hollywood Review.
Yes.
The numbers have picked up so much since we went over to YouTube. Since YouTube picked us up full time.
Awesome.
I don't know if I really got to tell you about that. Your number is kind of like three tripled or even more.
Wow.
From what they were before. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah, that's great.
Because those are all live numbers that you see.
Yeah. Wow. Excellent.
Yeah. So I'm pretty excited because if you go over to YouTube, you have a really big following on YouTube.
Wow. Go figure.
So the YouTube numbers come. I know. Like I said, I gave up on YouTube. I was like,
I know.
Somebody told me something. Remember, I said, told me something. I said, I'm not gonna even look at YouTube again. And then I went back to YouTube, found out we have this big old following.
There you go. See.
Yeah. So I don't know.
That's great news. That's awesome. Yeah, YouTube.
I'm pretty happy about that YouTube.
Yeah. What is it?
To us.
KBLC LLC YouTube 4, right?
Yeah, it's KBLP LLC 4.
4? Yeah.
That's for all the podcast ones. And then I've been doing a second one, KBLP LLC podcast. That's where I just do the moon videos and stuff.
Cool. Yeah.
But what I want to do eventually is all our clean podcasts where we don't have no music.
Yeah.
Is put them on that one.
Oh,
because
cool. Yeah.
That way, later on we can get monetized. Like the one we have now, we can't get monetized because we have copyrighted music.
Yeah.
Well, you already know the problem with all that.
Yeah. I did get now all of the American Horror Story and Walking Dead. Now, if you need the site I go to, it is supposed to be free. So, if you have any issues, let me know because, no, not yet. In fact, they said The Walking Dead, the season 9, it's not. It will be eventually for royalties, but it is not right at the moment. So.
Yeah, the money goes to the artist, which I don't mind because I'm an artist myself. But we need to make some money too, you know what I mean? We'd like to receive some of that, all that money. That's a lot of money that goes out to.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. But it's supposed to be.
Because they get some good commercials.
Yeah.
But for everyone that's copyrighted, it goes to like I just pulled one up right now, and it was a copyright for it's called Jazz.
Okay.
And we don't even have those, do we?
I know.
We don't even have any of those anymore, do we?
No. We need to get.
And this is from today. This is from today that I got the copyright claim on.
That's crazy. That shouldn't even be on there.
I know. It's just, I don't know what their thing is.
That's crazy.
I don't want to get all stressed out.
Yeah. Okay. We'll just leave that alone. But still, that's crazy.
Yeah. So I'm trying to build up the KDLP LLC podcast so we can put all the ones with no copyright music. And with no music on there.
Yeah.
And then that one we can eventually get monetized. But the one we have now, we can't get monetized because it's the same thing as what we're going through. All the money goes to the artists that we play.
Gotcha.
And then some of them don't even. Some of the podcasts don't even go over to YouTube because it strikes us on the music. That's why I don't play Michael Jackson or Prince anymore.
Yeah.
They get you right away on those two guys.
Wow, that's too bad. That's a shame. That really is.
Right away, those guys, they come after anything for those guys. It's like, I'm like, okay, you guys already got all their millions. They're not here no more.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But.
And they come after us little guys.
I know, right? 3 years later, go figure.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
I'm serious. It's crazy when you get copyright strikes from 2 years ago. Over 2 years ago.
Then they're not even on anymore. You know?
I know. It's just the craziest thing. But hey, we're getting through it. We're learning.
Yes, we are.
And our channel is our podcasting channel is building. It's legitimate. It's a nice pod. We've got a really good core group of podcasters. So everybody out there listening, get to know us. Listening to the podcast, like you'll find a podcast you'll really enjoy.
We got a little bit of everything. Yep.
And we're all family here. We're all friends.
Yes.
We all get along together really good. So I think that you'll really like it. You know.
Absolutely.
I'm the only one that people get mad at all the time.
That's because you're the boss, dear. That's why.
I know. I'm the one that gets in trouble all the time.
That's what happens.
Besides that, we have a fun time. Tonight being Denise. This was so cool. This was awesome. But I gotta still get over and help out.
Yeah, and I'm going to bed, guys. I'm going to bed.
He already called me like 4 times.
Oh, yeah, you best go.
I go over and help him get the work done.
Yeah, and it's 2:30. It's 2:30 a.m. here, so bedtime.
So I'm at 12:38. So plus I got my dinner that I got.
Well, go eat. Go help Steve, and we'll see you guys next Monday. Have a great night. Thanks.
Denise, thank you. I'll talk
Thanks,
to you.
Ike. Okay. Bye. Night, everybody.